lot of you have bad attitudes. You always talk about what you're not going to tolerate, what you're not going to deal with. But you tolerated and dealt with so much already, but now you want to have standards.
You chose a bunch of terrible men in the past. So who are you now to learn from those mistakes and not want to make those same mistakes again? It sounds like a lot of projection to me, because you know that you can't get a woman like that. And then you think that the women are asking for the equivalent of this, you know, of this woman in a man.
She's not just looking at money, because money can come and go. That's the truth. Other things, deeper things, are forever.
I just feel like at some point in time, you get to a certain age as a man and you become like you become like a person. You know, you get to a certain point, you realize your humanity and you become a human being. But I'm starting to see that that doesn't happen for most men. Like, we just never grow up. We never grow into our humanity. We never embrace our humanity. And the reason why I say that is because it's like, instead of you actually being a real person and listening to the things that are being said about, like, the things that women are saying about men, you would rather just like make up stuff as a way to, you know, try to manipulate women, try to control women. This whole concept, this whole idea around, you know, like what women want in men and women having, you know, unrealistic expectations or whatever. All it is a ploy to get women to lower their standards. That's all it is. No matter how many videos they make about it, no matter how many, you know, Substack think pieces they write on it, no matter, I don't care, no matter how many Facebook posts, no matter how many X tweets, X posts about, I don't care. At the end of the day, that is all these men are trying to do. They're just trying to get women to lower their standards. And they do it in a myriad of ways, right? These are two of the most common ways that they do it. So I guess technically this guy does a lot of the ways in one, you know what I mean? But ultimately it's a simple formula. He negs the women. That's it. He's negging the women, and he is trying to make them feel bad and you know, lower their self-esteem by pointing out that they've made mistakes in the past. And the funny thing is about those mistakes are the men that they chose. So I don't know. Like, to me, I have a hard time blaming people for other people's treatment of them to a certain extent. Uh if a woman chooses to be with a man and that man like literally treated her the same from day one to the day that they broke up, then okay, maybe I could, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be like, yo, you tripping, what the fuck? If a man is honest with a woman and it, you know, and it's like, I am not faithful, you know, I'm not gonna be faithful to you, I'm gonna cheat on, you know, whatever the case may be, I'm abusive, and then he turns out to be those things, then what were you doing? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? What were you doing? But outside of that, I know that like pretty much every single time a man mistreats a woman, it is due to the man manipulating her, the man lying to her, the man gaslighting her, the man scaring her, right? Things of that nature. So I have a hard time, you know, turning around and being like, oh, it's a woman's fault. Like, or it's any, you know, whoever got mistreated. But I have a hard time in this case turning around and trying to blame women for the behaviors of men. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not that person. And I'm an adult. And I think as an adult, I could see how that doesn't make sense. Right. But this man and these types of men, the men that he's pandering to, that's all they want to do. They want to nag a woman, right? They want to make her feel small and little. And then they want to shame her, and they want her to feel ashamed, I should say, for choosing men like them, and basically saying like, well, you already been fucking with men like me this whole time. How dare you reject me? right? That's all I hear when I listen to this.
A lot of you have bad attitudes. You're always talking about what you're not going to tolerate, what you're not going to deal with. But you tolerated and dealt with so much already, but now you want to have standards. You're always talking about the type of man that you want and how he has to have this and he has to have that. And you have nothing. Your car is being held together with zip ties. You're riding on a donut that is almost flat. But you're talking about what you want from a man. You are a liability and you bring nothing good to a man's life.
Look, y'all hear me out. Listen to what I'm saying. How I know that this is just psychological warfare. Why are you interested in these types of women? I'm so curious. Like, listen to what I'm saying. Why would you, as a man, be speaking to this I'm going to get to this in a second, but this very small group of women, right? This almost non-existent group of women, if not non-existent group of women that you just made up out of thin air. But let's say that there are a few women that fit this mold, right? Why are you concerned about these women? Like, are you seriously telling me you, a 50-year-old man, you're thinking about dating these women that you're describing? So you're going to them saying, why don't you lower your standards? I'm so confused. Why would these be the women you would be trying to talk to? Like, I would say, if anything, this conversation to me should be more pointed to the men who should raise their standard. Why are you talking to women that are driving on hubcaps? Why are you talking to women that you believe make poor decisions? You don't think they have the wherewithal to make the right decisions? Why are you talking to those women? They think, like, here's the thing, they tell on themselves. So these are the women that you're going after, and you're mad because they don't want you. Is that what it is? Because I'm so confused. Why wouldn't you be talking to the majority of women? Because the majority of women, can we all agree, this doesn't fit this mold? The majority of women aren't broke and don't have nothing. Like he said, they don't have nothing. Like, the majority of women don't have nothing. The majority of women aren't out here struggling. Single women, they're not struggling. So I'm trying to figure this out. What group of women are you talking about? And what happened? Like, how did we get here? Did you try to talk to this group of women and then they rejected you? And then now you started a whole podcast to shame this specific group of women? Nah, that can't be the case. And that's not the case. See, so what he's doing is, though, like I was saying earlier, this group of women doesn't exist. And if they do exist, there are very, 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 very few women that fit this, right? At best. But like I said, in reality, this group of women doesn't exist. He's never met these women. I've never met these women. None of us have, right? But he is essentially trying to make the micro the macro. He's trying to make the minute and the minuscule the masses. That's what he's trying to do, right? And he is trying to make women who don't fit this mold, he's trying to force them into this mold so that he can dehumanize them, so he can have a justification for talking shit to them. Because what would it sound like for him to be talking or actually talking to women that are on his level, which most of the women are? You know what I'm saying? Like, what it wouldn't make any sense, because you guys, you're all on the same level. So whatever you're going to say about them, it's going to apply to you, right? So you can't do that. So you got to punch down and talk about the poorest demographic of women and people on the planet, which is very classist of him to talk about these women. Oh, her car is being held together by a shoestring. So what? Why are you judging her for that? She riding around on a hubcap. So what? Why are you judging her for that? A ton of men are doing the same thing. That's a ton of working class people are struggling. But anyways, And then you're essentially telling her, well, you were a fuck up and you chose a bunch of terrible men in the past. So who are you now to learn from those mistakes and not want to make those same mistakes again? While these same men will be the same men telling women to marry before you carry and let men vet and all this stupid ass shit. But when a woman takes her own life into her own hands and takes accountability, which again, they love to shame women for not taking accountability. So let me get this straight. So women don't take accountability for anything, but you are shaming women who have taken accountability for making poor decisions and raising their standards. You're saying, no. How dare you do that? So, like we've all thought this whole time, you guys don't want women to take accountability. You want women to be punished for their decisions. You want to shame women. You want to control women. Gotcha. I see. We got it. And this is the second way that they do it, right? So now he's doing the reverse Uno shit. Like, like just listen. So the first group of women, they were riding on hubcaps and they barely could keep their cars together and they were broke and they were destitute and they had made mistakes in the past, but they had learned from their mistakes. But how dare they learn from their mistakes and raise their standards? Now listen to this group of women he's describing.
So someone asked me, what am I looking for in a woman? And I told,
sir, you are 50 years old. You should be looking for the best retirement home, extended care homes. You should be looking for the best bed nurses. You should be looking towards retirement. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. Look, why are you looking for a woman? If you ain't found a woman at 50, you ain't gonna ever find one, brother. The way men be hitting the wall smack dab in the middle of that bitch, and then come out here and have the audacity to act like they're a catch, like, nigga, you my guy, it's over. Hang it up. Hang up the jock strap. It's a wrap, baby.
So someone asked me, what am I looking for in a woman?
Nobody asked you that.
And I told them that.
Hold on. Peep the picture, by the way. I'm sorry. Peep the picture of the woman.
What am I looking for in a woman?
That's Sir, you couldn't get that woman on your best day in your best year. You couldn't get that woman. If you look, and this is why. If you could get that woman, you would still have that woman. You never would have let that woman go. Because obviously that's the woman you want.
And I told them that she has to be or make at least $500,000 a year, $500,000 a year. She also has to have a great occupation. And when I say great occupation, I mean she has to be something like a pediatrician. She has to be an astronaut. She has to be a president of a Fortune 550 company. She has to have a private jet, or at least have access to a private jet, be able to travel with me because I like to travel. She has to accept that I have a dog because my dog is like my child. She has to accept that I don't want to have any kids. And she has to accept that I don't make $500,000 a year, but I'm working towards it. She has to be in touch with a higher power. Yeah. She also has to be ambitious. Just because you may be a pediatrician or a doctor or something like that, you know, you still should be trying to do more than that, because that is not enough. And she has to be generous. And they asked me, how much of the bills would I be willing to carry? And I don't want to carry anything. I'm looking for someone that can take complete care of me. And I will be supportive, a listening ear. I'll believe in you. And I'll motivate you. Yep. That is what I bring to the table. And I deserve that type of woman. That is how you all sound. You want the world for nothing. My. And you deserve that. You deserve it. In your dreams.
Are you okay? Again, I have questions. What percentage of women are out here asking for CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, astronauts, and goddamn whatever? What was the first thing you said? To make it making $500,000 a year. What percentage of women are actively pursuing that group of men? Just out of curiosity, I'm just curious. Just if you had to put a number on it, what percentage of women do you think are actively pursuing? Look, let me help you out even more because most women are in relationships, and most women aren't with those men. So that would you would already look stupid if I were to say that. I mean, by that metric alone, what you're saying is stupid. But I'm going to help you out a little bit. So I'm going to remove all the women that are already in relationships. Even remove the women that are divorced and aren't interested in any more relationships, right? I want to know what percentage of single women right now between the ages of, you're 50. I know you probably are into 22-year-olds. So what percentage of women between the ages of 20 and 55 do you think are looking for the men that you described? Now, there's a difference between being like, yeah, I would love to date a man that made $500,000 a year and was nice, and was kind and was generous and was honest and was loyal and had a fucking curved penis. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's what women want, that's what they want. I don't have look, man, these are the women that you want, right? This is the woman that you want. This is the woman you say you want. Or you put the picture up there, I should say, which at the time when you said people ask me what I'm looking for in a woman, and you put that picture up there. So you see what I'm saying? So it sounds like a lot of projection to me because you know that you can't get a woman like that. And then you think that the women are asking for the equivalent of this, of this woman in a man, whatever, you know what I'm saying, which is to you, the $500,000, golden penis millionaire or whatever the case, $500,000 golden penis astronaut, right? That's not, but that's not the case. So that's first and foremost. And then secondly, why are you pursuing these women? Again, I'm very confused. Why don't you just leave these women alone? It seems so easy. I swear to God, it seems so easy to avoid the women that you're describing because you have never met that woman. So it seems like all you would have to do is just kind of keep doing what you're doing, and you don't have to worry about that because you have never heard a woman ever say those things out of her mouth, not one time in your bald-headed life. Not one time in your Magnum PI mustache, bald-headed life that you've ever heard any woman utter those words. So what you guys are trying to do, is, this is the gaslighting tactic. Women say, and this is what men hear. This is how I know men are very, very, this is how I know that men, I know that men are just incapable of hearing what women actually are saying, right? I don't incapable is not the right word because we can. We're actively trying not to hear what women are saying. You know what I'm saying? Men will literally hear women this is let me give you an example of how men listen to women. This is like a perfect illustration of how men listen to women.
You tell me why you stopping me? Yeah, I'm about to. Huh? I'm about to. What?
The woman in this case is the cop. The man in this case is this bald-headed old gentleman right here that's clearly inebriated. But this is how men listen to women. I swear to God.
Can you please tell me why you stopping me? Yeah, I'm about to. Huh? I'm about to. What? I'm about to tell you. Stop sign? No, I said what stop sign, man? I said I'm about to tell you. Huh? You say stop sign? No, I said stop sign by you. Why you stopping me? You made an improper right hand turn. Can you hand me the beer as well? Huh? Can you hand me the beer? Who? Huh? The beer.
That is literally what it's like hearing what women are saying and then hearing how men interpret it and distort it intentionally. Like, look, this is a perfect example. So you hear all that bullshit that first idiot was saying, then you listen to a woman actually articulate like what women are looking for. And I'm like, oh, like if I'm just listening to the conversation, because I kind of am, like I'm not looking for a woman. I'm just listening to the conversation. I'm just listening to the conversation between single men and married men. I mean, single men and single women, let's say, right? I hear what that idiot said, and then I hear a woman like, he's like, oh yeah, these women want astronauts making $500,000 a year, and they all these things, right? That's all I'm hearing. I'm like, okay, damn, that will be crazy. Cool. Then I listen to a woman, and this is what the women are saying.
There's a lot of rhetoric these days about women wanting a man with money, a man who can provide, a man with resources. And I'm not going to lie. Yes, that's great. And I'm not going to say but I'm going to say and. Also, there are other things that women want besides a man that just has money. And I think this is getting lost in translation. And men feel that once they make a certain type of money, a certain income, a certain pull that they now feel they have access to whoever they want, and they don't have to do any more inner work at all. That's not true. And I'm here to tell you in this video why that's not the case. Personally, I've been on dates with men who are extremely financially sound. Up there. Let's just say that. And I've never gone on a date with them more than once because something in their personality, in their way, in their countenance rubbed me the wrong way. And I said never again. And I'm pretty sure a lot of women can resonate with this because this is a shared experience. And I have to tell you, men out here, I know you're hustling, you're grinding, you have ambition, you have goals, but there's other things that you need to do if you want to truly connect with a woman. I'm not just talking about a woman you want to have sex with. I'm talking about a woman you want to marry.
Now, wait, I'm hearing, are you guys hearing any of that bullshit thus far? I haven't heard one single word about being obsessed with money or looks or anything superficial or shallow in that way. I'm hearing her saying like, yes, of course I want an attractive man. Yes, of course I want a man that is financially stable. Of course I want a financially viable man. Of course. Duh. Because I'm like that. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I take care of myself. So yes, I want a man that can financially take care of himself, right? And possibly be able to financially take care of me. Don't have any problem with that. I don't care how much you do bitch and moan about that. Yes, a woman being interested in a man who could financially provide for her she's not a hypocrite if she has no interest in doing that for him. She's not a gold digger if that's what I'm telling you, that's not the same thing. My wife personally is the furthest thing from a gold digger. Like I couldn't think of a person that was less concerned about money, right? Like I can't, like in me, like in her partner, you know, couldn't think of a person that she like couldn't care less about money, like at all. You know what I'm saying? She cares about me being financially viable and whatnot, but as far as like you know, being on some like she wants things or what, no. Everything for her is functionality, right? So we had small children, and therefore she took off a lot of time to take care of the kids, right? It wasn't that long. It was a few years, but she took some time off to take care of the kids. Who took care of the house financially? Me. When she got with me, was I able to do that? Not the day she met me, absolutely not. Not even 2 years before that was I able to do that. But by the time we had the kids and by the time we had our second child, yes, I was financially stable enough and financially viable enough to take care of our family. Now, we always knew that that was going to just be like a period of time. Unless something happened and I leveled up or whatever, then fine, she would have stayed home. I have no problem with that. But it was never, going to be this thing where she was like, yeah, I'm going to like stay home for 15 years, right? A lot of women do that. A lot of women take time off from work so that they can raise the kids. And they fully expect to get back into the job market. Can a man sustain the family for that amount of time is the question. And a lot of men cannot do that. And a lot of men, when the women meet them, seem like they won't be able to do that. Like she's looking at it like, I don't know. And so I don't think that that's crazy for a woman to be like, I want a man that's able to do that. I'm going to put my body at risk and we are going to have kids and we both are going to want our children to not have to go to daycare when they're 6 months old. So I'm probably going to have to take time off because you're not going to do it. I already know that. And they need their mothers more than they need their fathers when they're really, really young. You know what I'm saying? When they're really, really, I'm talking about breastfeeding and whatnot, they need their mothers more than they need their fathers. Doesn't mean the fathers shouldn't be involved. Doesn't mean the fathers can't be involved, but they do, right? Slight edge to the mothers. And so I'm going to be there for them. The way that men try to turn that into this, like, oh, you just want me for my money. Like, you're just making, huh? Y'all go right back to this. Every time y'all hear that, this
Tell me why you stopping me? Yeah, I'm about to. Huh? I'm about to. Huh? What? I'm about to tell you. Stop sign. No.
Take care of me. Gold. You want me to be financially viable? You's a gold digger. You want me to be an astronaut and make $500,000 a year? You's a gold digger. Like what? Y'all, it's fucking ridiculous, man. Y'all just be making up shit. Like it's not that difficult. Listen to what she's saying.
A woman you want to love forever. She's not just looking at money, because money can come and go. That's the truth. Other things, deeper things, are forever. The first thing I want you to do is to pick up a book and read it. I want you to read more. Expand your vocabulary. Expand the things you think about on a daily basis. Because 9 times out of 10, women are thinking about so many things throughout the day, and we want to be able to have a deep intellectual conversation with you about things that are not surface level. If we travel on this lovely, luxurious trip, we want to be able to talk to you on the flight. We want to hear you contribute some things, some facts, some knowledge, some things you're passionate about, which leads me to number 2. Pick up a hobby. Pick up something that feeds your soul, something that you enjoy and that you're passionate about. And I guarantee you and your partner can do this together. You can talk about it and laugh. It's great. We want you to unlearn many things that society has told you that a man is supposed to be this. We want you to communicate with us. We want you to open up to us. We want you to rely on us and trust us. We want you to be our friends, our lovers, people that we can truly lean on, not just financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, intellectually. We want to lean on you. We want you to be almost an extension of ourselves that we.
And I bet you a lot of the men listening to her right now are going, see, she want a leader. Y'all just be making up shit. That is like, again, like I can hear y'all brains farting right now. Is she saying a leader? No, bro. She's talking about a partner. Just so we're clear, this woman is describing a partner. Y'all love you, the equally yoked and all that, whatever the fuck. That concept, she just wants somebody that's on her level. That's it. And most women want that. Most women want a man that is on their level. I just like, it is really not that hard to understand. It's really not. And y'all make it difficult on purpose. You distort the facts on purpose. On purpose. That dude went out of his way on purpose to be like, women, they want 6 feet, 6 inches, astronaut, $500,000 a year, stop sign. Y'all just be hearing whatever you want to hear, man. And it doesn't matter what women say. It doesn't matter what women say. And I don't listen to pickup artists talk about, I don't listen to what women say. I listen to what women do. Women do whatever they're doing it because they're being manipulated. I just want to be clear. Whatever women are doing, they're doing it because they're being manipulated. You can sleep with the woman. You could even maybe get into a short-term relationship with a woman. But I promise you as a man, if you didn't lie to a woman and you told a woman exactly who you were from the beginning, and you were the type of guy that in the original video, she would not go for you. I guarantee it, with no manipulation, no nothing, right? She would not go. I promise you she wouldn't go for you. But you never do that. Then you lie to the woman, get in a relationship with the woman, dog her out, and then after, men want to turn around and talk about, how dare you not allow me to do the same thing that man did to you and raise your standards now? You know what I'm saying? Like, look, man, if somebody breaks into your house, if somebody, like, let's say you move into a neighborhood, you have no security protections whatsoever, right? Somebody breaks into your home. What are you going to do? Are you going to just fix the window, sweep up the glass, turn it, fix the tables, all that stuff, put all the paperwork back in the drawers that they rummage through and not do anything? Or your next step, you're going to get a guard dog. Your next step going to be get a security system, get a ring camera. And let's say they break in again. What are you going to do? Now you got a guard dog. Now you got a security system. Now you got ring cameras, whatever. What are you going to do next? Probably get you a gun. You see what I'm saying? Let's say they break in again for the third time. What are you going to do next? You're probably going to move. You're probably just going to leave that neighborhood altogether because, hey, you know what? It's too violent over here. It's too crazy over here. And that's what women are doing. They're giving one man a chance, 2, 3, 6 men a chance, 4 men a chance, whatever the case may be. And then they're getting treated the same way by all different types of men. And then eventually they become celibate and y'all go, you B-words ain't celibate? Yeah, they are. How dare you raise your standard? We said choose better. Okay, I choose celibacy. I choose to abstain from being with men. No, we didn't mean that. Oh, man, the way y'all telling yourselves every day on this episode.